Welcome everyone to more open source toolchain development. Today's Spark edition. Actually, I wanted, now that I have Rust better bootstrapping previous videos, I also thought like it's probably a good time to fix Spark. I think there was still some Spark issue with Rust, as far as I remember. But of course, like building that's like the only constant is change and regressions, right? Recurring theme here, so I thought, let's go live. I have some minutes to kill before conference call, so what better to do than attention to detail? Oh, did I not have? I also need to do that again because config, keep on error, yes please. Should we change booleans to yes please, just for the sake of it? Yeah, also so ready for a Threadripper or New Horizon because also we have here this merchandise, but does this work easily? Why is this not always prepared? It is a little bit, where's our constant? There we have it. How does it even work? How did I do that? Ah, right, this must need to drag it there. Obviously, yeah. So, source GCC 15, also Spark, oh, there we have it. So a little bit rediffing, this is, we need to patch some stuff because obviously that does not, why is this always, web UIs. We have here this 32-bit default thing, and of course that somehow doesn't apply anymore. At least I thought so. Failed in Spark. Did I not config Spark H? What? Alright, best in the Spark directory. That is probably why. So what is failing here? Didn't even we just, what was it even? The combination is supported and selects a 32-bit compiler. What the heck? I don't even remember. Oh, wait a second, interesting. That sounds... Wait a second, interesting. Now that I see that, maybe I didn't even think that through in 5 or 10 years when I patched that. Interesting, to be honest. Now that I read this, that means that we can default to that. Look, looks like we can default to 32-bit if we build with CPU v8. How did that even change now? So that would be the, did I fix file diff or no, I didn't. Yeah, so there's always something to adapt, right? Especially all those architectures are a little bit quirky. Why do I not? Oh, right, because this. So there are a lot of vendor hacks from when other people supported SPARC64. Let's see what we where the other build is going. So the other build looks like, also I probably should test that on my RISC-V desktop and see how the latest Firefox works for that. So which patch M32 default. So that is an interesting thing. I only now realize that we potentially could do that without patching it. Alright, or was that also? Actually, there was something with multilib, to be fair. So yeah, part of that is multilib stuff. Actually, I only wonder... Yeah, this multilib stuff I recently debugged for 8 hours or more. I need to be even better commenting this because how was it? This was somehow working that, yeah, maybe we need parts of that. So yeah, the only part that changed here, we will see in which way when we source that. Here, 1, 2, 3, let's see what changed there. Okay, no wait, this is not AppRex, so they, what? Mask FPU? Oh, this masks V8 plus. Okay. I think I don't touch that for now. I mean, I could, it's not the most important. If anyone brings out a latest and greatest SPARC CPU again, we can certainly review that. But for now, I need to write a microkernel, so check SPARC64 GCC default wire, is it M or with something equals V8. Let's, what did they say? Target, oh wait, with CPU. Oh wait, I had an ARM build, interesting, didn't even realize that. With CPU, probably something to try next time. Today I'm only interested whether the Rust of, or whether we can fix it. I remember one combination of Rust didn't build, at least I think. Either that was, let's see, either that was a 32-bit SPARC V8, or at least that was, I remember. Hello, where's my search here? SPARC does not find here. Oh wait, PowerPC6432 Rust does not find. SPARC Rust C breaks in which way? Yeah, recurring theme. I need to be even better with my own comments. That is interesting one. So that build for Kernel, let's finish. That is not that much to finish. That probably means we should also test build. Yeah, so the other one is for sure the 32-bit default, which now that I spent way too much time the last 2 days improving our Rust toolchain with Rust and Cargo previous videos. Now that I know way more, I wasted more brain cells than I ever wanted on SPARC infrastructure. Now we probably could give that another try. So we have that already. We will not finish that before my meeting, but we can start this already. And so big endian, should we probably, what do we usually do? Do we usually do G5? So not link time, that's, and yeah, so the other stuff I will not test today. I don't want, so the next release ISOs in October, maybe for my birthday, will and have that enabled, but we don't want to break our build with that today. So PowerPC6432. What we also really should do, also best when I run my own stuff, right? What have I done to temp though? All right, we theoretically could commit the Rust stuff because now it's mostly tested. Bonjour. Promise help just learning. Can't promise help just learning the workflow. I'm happy to hear that. Hope you learned something. So yeah, for those who are new, this is our Linux distribution, right? T2 just raw Linux. Not a new thing, 20 years in the making. And yeah, so what we next really should do, so maybe the next big thing is really our microkernel, because I want some really new stuff. I'm getting tired. Also, what I really want, it's not even about the microkernel. Yes, I know performance. Yes, for that we have our not mission critical, but at least somewhat proven T2 Linux. What I really want after all those complexities, right? It shouldn't be that you waste 2 or 3 hours debugging of all of Rust and Cargo, or should I say all debug through a tiny fraction, not really all, debugging through the tiniest fraction of Rust and Cargo just to fix your build. And with that, I basically want a over 90% less complexity. That means way simpler compiler and stuff, but that is for another video. Again, it will be a research experiment, right? Just want to see how far we can get. So this stuff is building, so I guess before we just sit here and ask me anything, it is time. So this takes unfortunately a while. Okay, so Firefox succeeded. So I control-C, I cancelled that build. That was RISC-V because I don't need it today. I rather want this other 2 builds to test SPARC64 in PowerPC and see what we can fix there. But the next really big thing will be actually fixing Firefox for Big Endian. We had that working a year ago, but the only console has changed, so it's broken in some ways. Yeah, theoretically this might be a small thing. Rust code check some cleanup script more. Did I even do system half-pass already? But yeah, so that would be, if you wanna, would be amazing if you smash the like button, share, like, subscribe, Patreon, or GitHub sponsorship or YouTube membership. Anything that helps me to pour even more of my time to keeping everything working and fixed. And Firefox, so that was half-pass. Did we do that already? Actually, interesting, we didn't do that yet apparently. Probably I first wanted to test if everything else otherwise builds. Of course, shortening the build time by 30 seconds on an Apex thread-ripping Ryzen will not be that much, but all code duplication counts, half-pass also for the security. And later more, we leave the to-do. That was just what I saw there. I mean, yeah, I'm better not waste the build cycles because we have only 40 minutes before my meeting call starts. So builds are going strong. Then Firefox. Do we have? No, we leave that here. So here you see the to-do is long debug. Ah, here we have that. So maybe we move that. Could make a Firefox day to have something else in a Rust day. And maybe together, I think it should be trivial to compile Firefox. Well, famous last words live on this channel, it should be trivial, and 8 hours or 1 week later, still not working. But Firefox Rust, no, print, LTO. Where's my... Ah, here, Fire. Why did this not find that? Maybe somewhere like here. And whatever stuff do we have? Maybe there should be a separate entry. Just some ideas. So much could be done if just I could afford it. So we wanted to commit Rust. By the way, maybe we quickly grab if there are more unknown. All right, there are quite some. Darn. Okay, fine. I guess we commit this as that. That is this file for this global cargo options. This one in white space here. I just commit this there, have it done. Rust-C, of course, and cargo. I think cargo. I think this should be all. Maybe we should div and grep for unknown. There. Maybe less for context. So that is cargo. We need to be careful. We don't really want to. Or do we? Maybe not. Yeah, that is a little bit much, but that is how it is. Oh, by the way, we probably want to test build Octave. What is that? Rust, C, and Fire. All right, that is a. All right, now we need to be careful. Okay, maybe we don't commit the Firefox in one commit. It doesn't need to be that atomic. And Rust, what did we? That was cargo conf, I think, like that. So this targets where we leave this unknown just as document for documentation's sake. No, theoretically I could. Is other stuff building always? Where was that? Somewhere here? Oh, here, this one probably. Rust and cargo. Mostly, mainly. Fix boot or native cross compiled with incompatible library, I guess. All right, Firefox, we now have probably two. Oh no, this other was a patch. So we'll compile its target. Help Firefox find that. A little bit of an ugly patch, but you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, hope to see you later. As always, if you need to tune out, there still is this recorded archive. To have some airflow. It's freaking warm. Too warm here. Obviously, so then more stuff probably. All right, the cargo stuff. What is even the LLVM stuff? Yeah, this stuff is accumulating a little bit. Why do I have so many GCC changes also? All right, this is mostly long arch and what's going on here? All right, did I not commit that yet? Interesting. Yeah, I guess we could commit that. That is probably wait a second. Did I had this with, yeah, this is OS01 Smart. What's the best without typo? I mean, there could always be some typo, but when I see it already. Ah, darn, I committed. I hate when I accidentally commit. To be fair, this can also happen without YouTube. Just alright, this is just what we rediffed. Alright, so this is actually. This is actually for. Interesting. Okay, this was even for more architecture, so this would have also not applied for some others. So. Yeah, what was it? GNU, we have, did I commit R? I think there was a significantly newer version. Was it R or 4.2.1? Oops. No, apparently did not commit that yet. Did not even download that yet. Not even sure why does this not. I think theoretically, you know what, I could. I mean, as you see, I could basically, with more funding and resources here, could basically make this open source infrastructure, specifically with D2, better every day. This is also a little bit, not only updates and stuff, but I think theoretically we should also eventually, just as I see it, I wonder if I should really put all somewhat reasonable to-dos on GitHub, because I accidentally wiped already the previously long list. Accidentally the other day. Maybe I should also have locally workstation, BetterFS daily midnight snapshotting or so. But maybe, yeah. I mean, the problem is some stuff is just small and most people will not do it. I mean, some small, yeah, I don't know. If it's really worth it to put everything on GitHub. So, flag maybe like minimal talk, like for PowerPC. So this is really silly, to be honest, anyway. And also flag not. Because we have this libatomic for quite some architectures, maybe we should this could be more generic. So that was R, right? I wonder if that will just build or how many crazy dependencies it needs. And the other was Octave. And that also has some 7 version. Maybe we need such a prominent donate button, to be honest. Yeah, 7.2. I had that already. But apparently not test build. Yeah, we need to, theoretically I should rather invest this time to see why data didn't update that, although does it directory list or do they, what do they have here? It does directory list, though I'm not really sure why data didn't do that. Yeah, and this is why we need the Threadripper, obviously. The crazy thing is, I mean, it's just so forbiddable expensive, right? If you would just share, like, and subscribe, right? 59.90, 59.95. Just 8,000 euro something. Yeah, 8,000. What did I say? Hey, they even have it in stock. I think it got cheaper. I think it was 8,000 something the other day I checked. Maybe it got 500 euro cheaper. Yeah, we will see. First, the rise in 1 month. You probably want to subscribe to be one of the first to run out, stand in line for the next Zen 4. Some stuff failing. What's going on here? Blast or the pack. You know what? It's probably fine, and if not, then someone needs to fix it. But error apparently, or R apparently. It's just a little bit of win-win of stuff scrum that mostly built though. Hey, we need freaking Fortran. Byte compiling packages, that's interesting. So yeah, I guess it's mostly fine. I should check why this didn't auto. You know what this previously was? It is odd stable. There it is. Okay. Yeah, who knows why this didn't. I should investigate it another day. So stuff is building. Rust. Yeah, this is just why I want significantly less complex stuff, right? It's amazing. Some features of Rust are the whole Rust and LLVM are just massively huge, and it would really be nice if we wouldn't have such a complexity on a daily basis. This is really it's really building a while. You know what, let's not waste more cycles to R, it's probably fine. And rather have this builds here to eventually complete. So this was just some low-hanging fruit. I mean, there were some other things scrolling by. All right, we have one more thing to do. Security. Where's our security advisor? Microcode, how was it? Intel microcode. Of course there is new Intel microcode, because security, obviously. So how much newer is that? 3 months. Stuff is building. Probably should install fine. Maybe while we maybe we should check AMD. Although I think AMD is in the Linux. Or do we have AFB? No, this was Sun Elite. I recently added that, obviously. So the Linux firmware we usually update every other month when it's somewhere big in the news that there's some major stuff added. Oh, wait a second, it's also the wrong one, isn't it? How did I click on what? Yeah, so 22.06, most likely there could be a new version. You know what, is there a new Linux kernel? This also works. So yeah, massively hammering through updates. Microcode also. I next will check why data is not updating some stuff, although mostly GitHub. Hey, cool. 5.19.1, yay, security. Here it continues. What we were waiting for, because obviously we are not amateurs, we're not shipping .0 kernels, and I don't want peak bugs. There are too many of them already. So Linux 5, was it 1817? What was it? I think. And what's going on here? Oh, Intel stuff. Speculation, yay. bounds, crypto, read out of bounds, poly 1305, and deref, some nice derefs, some null, somewhere, no. What is it even? Oh, this is actually mostly Intel, to be fair. It's like a nearly only Intel or x86 speculation. And Bluetooth, obviously it's Bluetooth. Each OS patch set needs to have Bluetooth as well. It's not a real security patch set, obviously. The issue was fixed upstream by accident. Hey, they call it ARM64, like sane people, not like ARch64. Certainly applaud that. Okay, so far so good. Oops. I will not even test build that, because that is just, we will instantly update the 2.1. It's probably nearly identical, or yeah, of course it's nearly identical, because it is, although there is some, okay, that is tooled though. Default, fixed default IO priority, yeah, and that is exactly why we don't use .0 patches. Oh, no space left on device, that is unfortunate. Also, I'm slightly, what is here with this temp stuff, so how much is that in gigs? Why is this like 3? Why is this not? Ah, I know why. This is old. Let's fix that. This is our old configs. That is why this is leaking in here. The new config is using percentage by default. I fixed it long ago because it was too inconvenient. Yeah, you get what you ask for, right? And then where is even? That should increase this to 60% or something of memory, obviously. So I had prepared that here somewhere. Just need to find it. Like here, yay. Had here rediffed some stuff and deleted some stuff and the usual mine fully, and then that is preparation, right? That within minutes of .1 you release that. Also this is not the right checksum at Linux 5.19.1, that will update that. So yeah, wait, this is maybe, yeah, that downloaded the wrong file because, yeah. Wait, or isn't, maybe it was that file. And then let's start to test build that, see if all patches apply and stuff, and commit that for you playing along at home, having the latest greatest Linux kernel, obviously, live here on this channel. That all applied. I could test build that, but I don't want to waste 5 minutes of epic thread ripping. By the way, what is a total like non-threaded? That is 5 minutes or more by 32. It's like, yeah. It is theoretically crazy that with a something failed there, that is not ideal. Almost space left on press. It is sort of crazy in build time that it feels or looks so fast of, hey, just 5 minutes, but yeah, 32 thread. Okay, to be fair, it's not really 30, it's not scaling like that, so it's like 16 and a little, let's maybe call this 20, but it still would mean it's like over 1.5 hours of build time, right? Also, and that is crazy of code bloat, right? I'm speaking of, I want like a less than like 90% less complexity microkernel system stuff. Because if you think about this, a kernel with not that fewer features built in 1.5 hours or even 1 hour on a gigahertz Athlon or PowerPC back 15 years ago, right? So in 15 years, that's like increased by 15 times as well, plus minus sort of. This, of course, that is a little bit crazy. By the way, all right, this all fail. I probably have the same config. With inside. Oh wait, this is already 66%. Why did this fail like that? Not sure why this failed like that now. Probably should check what we temp avail. Yeah, 60 gigs. Not sure. We must be something of that sort. So anyway, I didn't want it to compile that anyway, so let's just commit that. Apple keyboard rediff, this outdated Horizon stuff, and alright, this OM killing stuff they also changed there. Alright, this Linux kernel. I can't make this stuff up. 2022 they breaking news changes. Sets on a firmware that they implemented based on my patch a little bit differently. We implemented sets on firmware live last year on this channel. That is now upstream, and I guess we can ship it. There you got it for your Linux needs at home. So that's basically it. We kind of sort of could call it a day. We didn't progress far here. A new system, last but not least, so certainly you heard me longing for. By the way, how long do I have this Ryzen? Do I have this? When did it came out? Was it last year? Do I only have it? Time flies by so fast. I have, with this pandemic and war and stuff, I mean, thankfully we're not at the forefront of this humanitarian crisis there of Russia's war on Ukraine and the free world. Certainly others have it harder, way harder, magnitudes harder, but I start not even to, is it 1 year, is it 2 years? In the meantime, YOLO, I have no idea. Also live on this channel, right? Each fixing open source stuff every year. Was it 1 year or, oh no, 2020, yeah, this is how it felt. Why do I have one epic thread ripping CPU for 2 years? Already. That is crazy. How is that though? I mean, good for my savings, but anyway. Yeah, at least we made 2 good years use of this compiling performance. Maybe that means, yeah, so this should be out soon, right? When should that be out? But so ballpark, new memory, which I obviously don't have any DDR5 memory. May cost over 800. Yeah, with the inflated prices, I also paid 1,000 already for that. Also, yeah, this is US, so plus taxes, plus VAT and stuff. And euro is not as strong right now anymore, so probably we will have the same $1,000 that I ordered it for though the last time. Was it 1 day ago even? Can this also build? So if this boosts to 5.7, so that is, I hope, maybe if we are lucky, so because mine does not really look like, or it might be a Linux marginality. Mine more boosts like all, okay, also, is it all core boost? Probably not, huh? The single core boost. Do they have here? What is even the official 59? Ah, here they even have it conveniently. Here, 4.9. I guess it was single core, right? Anyway, so with hopefully 18 whatever percent, I think this is 18 boost improvement, right? 5.7 of 5, is that comma or? Here another 16 maybe, hopefully. I would hope we would have, what was it, 16, would it be some maybe 36? I mean, if we are super lucky, 40%. I mean, okay, we have also some more cache and DDR5. So, I mean, if we got very lucky, I would dream of, what even did I had here? I think 1.16 well multiplied with 1. Did I 18 plus? Yeah, so all in all, I would hope for 40% if we are lucky. So that, I mean, the crazy thing is with all the software, I mean, we obviously use it here for purely scientific work. So if we build a Linux kernel in 5 minutes, which sometimes it's even longer with compiler optimization, but and this is all modular. This is like turning as many options as possible on as module for the all modular kernel, that everyone has everything to play along at home. And obviously, if you build an all feature disabled kernel, you can build that in probably 15 seconds or so. And also some RISC platforms compile longer for more register allocation and stuff. So 5 minutes if we are lucky, and we get also different comma here because, okay, this would actually be, if we calculate it like that, I mean, yeah, that would be not insignificant, right? I mean, if we have a build time of 2.5 hours of a full desktop ISO with Rust, Cargo, and Firefox and all the good stuff, and the Linux kernel, if we would have a speed up of 40%, okay, that would be crazy. I mean, it could potentially for a single build really scale, but I mean, yeah, 40%. Does it make sense? For a single build, we could even reach that because of all the single-threaded configure times, right? I say this so often. Threadripper only scales so much if all your configure and similar such scripts and installation parts. So some packages configure as long or longer than they build, which is obviously silly, and why we previous video switched to dash for 11% speed up of configure runs. Anyway, so that is also done. So more update there. Yeah, but to be fair, the price was so inflated. I paid 1,050 or so even euros because I wanted to have it early here live for this channel, which in the future I need to make even better use of. Anyway, that would be amazing. And this is, yeah, although Threadripper would still be, we need more subscribers. Can't use. Recommend to your friends and neighbors, significant other, and all the good stuff. So yeah, we are mostly through. I soon have a conference call. Stuff is building. We updated some stuff. We rediffed there some minor stuff. Found some other tidbits. Added some to our to-do because obviously, as probably John Carmack of It Software recently said, was it he? Someone said it recently that, all right, I think he said something of adding stuff to ASCII files is the most efficient thing, because otherwise if you use modern smartphone or other stuff or post-it notes, then you just lose them and forget about it and stuff. And yeah, but I think someone else said then that to-do lists only get longer because you always have one more thing, and like always when you fix or implement one thing, you find one or two others. Like you basically one step forward and 2 steps back for more things to tweak and improve. Anyway, I have a conference call. Hope you learned something. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And also this iSource, by the way, I need to delete that, or did I? Probably. How did I build this? Did I build this? You know what, I think to be sure that we get the maximum testing, I think I rebuilt that. Yeah, you know what, we have the epic thread-ripping CPU cycles. Maximum testing, I'm not sure how clean, because I can't be sure how clean also we have a new Linux kernel, anyway, right? So yeah, let's fully rebuild that, and then later tonight, now that I dialed in all the Rust, C and Cargo build optimizations, this ISO with latest and greatest of everything, including Linux kernel, Firefox, Rust and Cargo, will be online there as not as major release, but interim friends and family release for you playing long-term, finding bugs and pre-testing stuff for our more major release when we build it for all architectures. It's basically we again changed quite a lot. Let's really test it before we rebuild everything and call it a release later in October. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you learned something. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Get some fresh air, hydration, and see you next time.